Hello, Facebook. My hair's crazy. Sorry. I could have looked at it before I went live, but I did not. I just finished the training over in the templates program. Goal hacking. It was goal hacking. By the way, I'm closing the doors tomorrow for templates, so this is your last chance to get in if you want to. We've already covered how to get clients, goal hacking. Everybody's mind is blown in there. The energy is huge. The girls in there, everyone, the guys in there, they're celebrating each other and loving on each other and each other's content and the Facebook lives and their Facebook blog posts and girls in there on fire. Everybody's on fire in there. I keep saying girls, but there's guys in there too. Man, I love the guys that follow this kind of work. And I love today's topic. So yes, sorry. I just cut out halfway through that. The money-making success hacking templates for 30 days live, doors closed tomorrow night. So this may be your last call. I may remind you tomorrow, mandyperry.com/templates. And there's even an extended payment plan for you. And it's 45% off for my birthday gift to you guys. So just in case anyone's hiding under a rock and hasn't heard of that one, hi, Saya. Who else is here? Say hi to me. I see numbers, but I'm not sure if they're coming through. Will you say hi so I can see, make sure that the comments are coming through? It's been not working lately for me, the comments. I don't know why. It's frustrating. Checking my computer. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Are you here? Are the comments working? Today's topic is a good one. Hi. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Tim. Hello, thanks Marlene. Hi girl. I love when my clients track me from program to program to program. Like Love Your Way Rich, and then they're in my templates program, and then they hop on a Facebook Live, and then I have a one-on-one call with them throughout the day. It's like my favorite thing ever. I just do life with them for real. Okay, you get to have what you want before you deserve it. This topic is going to be awesome. Here's the thing. It's been like, it came up this morning with one-on-one clients. It came up in both my programs that I ran today. It came up on the appointment that I had with someone. Like when a topic keeps coming up like this, like everywhere, like everybody's struggling with this, it's when I know like I definitely need to bring this to the live for sure. And this isn't like be a diva, I get to have what I want. Like when I used to hear stuff like this, that's what I thought it would have been. I almost changed the title because I'm like, people are gonna think it's a diva thing. It's not. It is, and what is that anyway? You get to have what you want. That doesn't make you a diva. This is actually a really powerful move that you can make in your life, in your business, in your romance life, basically every single area of your life that will change your entire life dramatically. And it's not what you think. It's so opposite of what you've been taught. Right? Like, so fair warning, I'm going to teach you something that's literally the exact opposite of what basically everybody has taught you growing up your whole entire life. This is going to be completely opposite of that, right? It's very counterintuitive, but when I break it down for you, it's going to make complete sense. I taught this like 3 different times today. So I just know it's everywhere, and I know that for whatever reason, like we're struggling with this as a culture, for sure. Like as a culture, as a society, we're struggling with this. So I want to break this down. I'm going to do my absolute best to make it as obvious as I possibly can for you guys, okay? So here's the deal. What happens is there's these really incredible people who like, they show up big in life, they're disciplined, they're motivated, they're not perfect. They got areas where they squirrel out or where they numb out sometimes and maybe some bad behaviors because they're human, because we're friggin' humans, right? However, for the most part, they're pretty badass, and they just don't understand why they can't get themselves to show up bigger in the business. Why do I sit down and I can't get myself to write the blog? Why don't I go on the Facebook Live when I promise myself I will? Why don't I finish the sales page or the website or the photo shoot or the whatever the thing I have going on? It's like I can't seem to get myself to take the pace that I want to take in my business and then create the results that I want to create. It kind of feels like I just keep trying and trying and trying, and I'm not scaling the way that I want to. Right? And that's how it feels. And so then they start beating themselves up like, I'm lazy, I'm undisciplined, I'm fucked up, I'm whatever the story is that they have for themselves, right? So they have this story inside of themselves that like something's wrong with them and that they need to somehow be more disciplined and they need to change themselves. That is not the experience that I have with the people I love, okay? It's not even almost the experience that I've had. If you're on the replay, hashtag I'm here. That's the hashtag we use in Mandy Perry Inc. If you're brand new to me, please make sure you let me know that you're brand new to me and you've never seen my content so I can come say hello and personally see you and recognize your name. Let me know where you're at in the world. I would love to know where everybody's from. I love seeing where everybody's from. And if you feel like you get value from this video, please tag a friend that you feel like this will support. I mean, we're talking, this is life-changing information that's going to really support people. If you got value, you can share it on your timeline. You can take video clips, post it on your Instagram stories, or you can tag people below. Any of the above. We'll be sharing love with each other, okay? Are you ready? So, I just did goal hacking in the templates, right? And basically, I broke down for them how to create goals that you'll actually reach. And everybody was like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. Now, if you want that, just join the templates program, mandyperry.com/templates. It's open till tomorrow night. But I'm gonna teach you the concept behind it right now, okay? And this is a really big deal. So, there's 2 ways of showing up on okay, this is my goal. I want to reach that. I want to make 30K goals. That was the common thing in the group, is they wanted 30K. That was the 30K months is a big deal. That feels like that's what I want. Okay. So we're just going to use that as an example. I want to reach 30K goals in my business. I want $30,000 a month in my business. Hi from Brisbane, Australia. Hi back to Cape Cod. Oh, I love Cape Cod. So when you set a goal, and the reason you're setting the goal is because I want to pay off my debt, because I have to, take care of my brother's thing and support my brother. I need to pay this off for my mom or dad, or I need to, make sure I'm taken care of when I retire. And that's what's inside of you when you're setting the goal, and you're like, I want to prove that I made it. I want to prove to myself that I can make it in this industry, or that I can do that, and it'll just feel so relaxing when I have the 30K. And that's why you're setting the goal, right? Whatever, let's just say it's a money goal, right? But this can be applied for any goal that I'm talking about right now, okay? But money goal is a big goal for people, okay? Success, money goals, etc. Same thing. So if you have a goal for yourself, and the reason why you're doing it is to avoid some kind of pain, because I don't want that pain to happen, because this needs to happen. Those things need to happen, and and I don't want this painful thing to happen. You are going to encounter tons of resistance when you go to reach out to your goal. You're going to go to do it, and you're going to feel heavy. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel unmotivated. You're going to feel flat. You're going to feel frustrated, and you're going to have loads of excuses why it's all so complicated and hard, because that's the magical thing that we do when we're resisting stepping into something. Because of course we always know exactly what to do, right? But we play a game that we don't know how to, because it feels like shit, right? And so one of the things that I was saying to my client was, basically anybody else that if you took you out of that circumstance and put someone else in there, they're going to feel the same way. Take the most disciplined human being and drop them in that circumstance. And that's the reasons why they're showing up, and that's the feel around it. They're not going to show up and do it either, because that feels like crap. That feels like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to make the 30K, and then I'm going to pay this off, and then I'll make another 30K, and I'll get all this done and put this there. And it's this feeling of I'm just going to show up forever, and I'm going to keep making the money, and it's just going to keep disappearing, because all of these things need to get done. And then someday, eventually, I'll be able to have the experience of life that I long for. Someday I'll be able to do the traveling I want. Someday I'll take my kids on vacation. Someday I'll buy myself that really amazing car that I want, or that purse that I want, or I'll be able to, donate this money that I want, or participate in this thing that I want, or hire this mentor that I want, or purchase this program that I want. Someday I'll get there, but first I need to pay off all my debt, and I need to do all of these things, and I need to make sure everything's in order and perfect, and then I can finally begin to enjoy life. If you take anybody out of that circumstance and put in someone else, every single human being is going to be like, nope, I don't want to do this. And guess what? What's the most powerful motivator in the entire world? Something that you want. I want that. How many times are you like, oh, I want that? And it was like, oh, I don't have a drink. You wanted something, right? And then I want a new TV, and then a week later you have a TV. Or you hear somebody say oh, I really want that new watch, and then you see them 2 weeks later, they have the new watch. Because when you really want something, you always get it. Once it's on your radar and you truly want it, you get it, right? So why wouldn't we design a life where the things that you want to show up and accomplish, the way that you want yourself to be, the actions you want to take, why wouldn't we design a life in a business where those are in alignment with I want that, and these actions will get me that, so I'm going to give myself permission to have this because it'll create the behavior that I want, versus you don't get to have this until you create the behavior that you want. Do you hear what I'm saying? So basically it's going to feel like sitting down and be like, okay, now I need to write a blog every single day and just do a Facebook Live and create this program and do this thing and do this offer and get back to these clients and talk to this team person. I need to do all that just so I can pay my bills. And if I don't, then everything's going to fall apart. Versus waking up in the morning and being like, oh my God, I found the place, I found the location, I found the retreat and the resort in Maui where I want to go, and I am taking my 2 kids, and my husband's gonna do this, and this is where we're gonna go, and this is the beach we're gonna swim at, and we're gonna have breakfast at this place, I'm gonna have my green juice at this place, I'm gonna do my blogging at this place, and like you wake up and you're like, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to create that right now. Like that's the dream I'm creating. Like I'm waking up to do that. And what happens is all of a sudden you show up as a different human being because you're working towards something you actually want. It brings so much life to you. And as you do that, you rewire your brain, you rewire your behaviors and your patterns, and you become a different human being. And along the journey of you becoming that human being to create your desire, you build all the things necessary for you to then pay off your debt and support your dad and do this thing for your mom or all the other things that you wanted to, put money away for your retirement home. But we don't wait until all of those things are already done. You're not magically going to show up and be a bigger, better human being because you have to. Since when is the last time you did something because somebody told you, hey, you have to go do this? And you were like, okay. When was the last time you were okay with the vibes of somebody or something telling you you have to go do something? Probably no time anywhere in recent history. Have you ever been okay with the feeling of I have to do that, I have to, I have no choice, I have to do it? You are gonna fight that feeling tooth and nail, and that is all that's happening. Nothing else. Nothing else is happening. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with you. Put me in the same circumstance, I'm gonna feel the same way. Because you know what I would do differently? I wouldn't magically show up differently. I would change that shit. I would be like, no, we're not paying that off right now and doing that right now. I'm gonna give myself what I want, find something that motivates me and brings me to life and brings fire to my pants, right? And they're like, oh, I'm in life and I'm fire, and now I crushed and got 2, 3, 4, 5 times the goals I ever thought. And now I'm easily, you guys saw me. I celebrated this with you. Hi, I knew that must be Heather. I saw the hearts. I'm like, Heather must be here, right? So when you bring yourself to life and you give yourself the things that you want, like I have permission to have the experiences that I want, you will keep showing up. And this is the story I told my clients, and it's a complete true story. I told myself when I hit 40K months, I would buy myself a Chanel bag. There was this big, long, fun journey of me feeling completely like the fat welfare girl around buying a Chanel bag. And then I just was really defiant about it. Like, a Chanel bag will not rule me. Like, I will never feel unworthy of a freaking leather bag with a C on it. It's ridiculous, right? Like, absolutely not. I'm not into like social norms and all that stuff. So it really irked me. It was the same thing with first class flights, right? When I would get in the first class line, I always felt like somebody was gonna be like, girl, what are you doing here? Get over there, get in the back of the line. I always just sort of had those vibes and that feeling. And I had to become worthy to feel like I belonged in the line. Like, this is just a ticket on a plane. This is not a big thing. Or when I walked in the Chanel store and I felt like they were gonna be like, why are you here, right? It was those old feelings of unworthiness. So I set that as the goal. I was gonna go down 3 hours from here. I was gonna go into the Chanel boutique, and I was gonna pick out a Chanel bag, and I hit the 40K goal, and then I paid off someone else's credit card for them instead. And then I had 2 months of absolute hell after that. Why? Because when I did that, I betrayed the freedom that I so desired. I gave myself the freedom to have the things I long for. And then when I took that away, I went right back to that old feeling of no matter how big I show up, no matter how much money I make, it's just gonna keep having to go to someone. There's always somebody who needs it. There's never gonna be a time when I just get to really enjoy the fruit of my labor and I get to like put it in the bank and invest in stuff and buy myself the beautiful things I want. Right? Which is what I truly longed for. I longed to just have money everywhere and have an overflow of money and not always be giving it away. But I betrayed myself, I gave it away, and 2 months later, I finally, I went to one of my mentors and I finally got coached about it, and I finally realized, like, holy shit, this thing where we don't give ourselves what we want is a big deal. It's a really big deal. When I saw the difference between how I show up when I'm giving myself what I want before I deserve it, and when I tell myself a story like it has to go to all these other places before I give myself what I want, I was like, it's 2 completely different human beings. I'm not even the same human being on any level. You would not recognize the difference between who I am with one and the other. You'd be like, what do you have, a twin sister? They're completely different human beings. It was astonishing the level of difference between the two, right? And this is why it is so important to be around the energy of people who are constantly bringing this to the table and reminding you of this, because you have a whole entire, all the cultures around here. I can't think of a single culture who agrees with you get to have what you want before you deserve it. I don't think that's a cultural belief anywhere. And it is seriously like one of the biggest things ever for you to be successful in doing what you're doing. And for you to be around the energy of other people who are living that way, who are giving themselves like the experience of life that they long for, the feelings and the desires and the things that light them up so that they live lit up. And then you're like, what? How is she always so lit up? How does she have all this energy? Why is she always happy? How is she happy while she's going through a divorce? How is she, doing this? Like, I don't understand. That just doesn't make sense. Like, was she a freak in nature? Like, whatever pill she's on, I want it. Now, the pill is I give myself the things that light me up and make me happy. That's why I'm lit up and happy, right? I don't tell myself a story that I have to wait for it and I have to earn it and I need proof or whatever the other bullshit is. And yes, it does take a level of faith. It does, because you're going to invest in a mentor that mentor that you long to be in, the program, the Savvy program coming up, right? I know a couple of people have reached out, but they're, it's feeling like I'm doubting myself, or like I'm shitting my pants. And the people that joined, they're like, I'm sweating, I'm shitting my pants, but I did it, right? Like it really, it requires faith. When I invest in something, my only question is, do I desire that? Like, all the thoughts start to come in, like, oh, you're gonna pay for that? You're gonna get 60 grand? You're gonna, like, right? And like the thoughts start to come in, and then I shut them up. Blah, blah. Do I desire that? Do I truly desire that? Or am I thinking that's a magical pill that's gonna fix me, or it's gonna solve my problems? Or do I desire that? No, I desire it. Then I'm in. End of story. Because what I know is when I give myself what I desire, I will show up as this person and not this person. Now, I feel super blessed to have that experience under my belt, because it's very easy for me to make the decision to back my desires, because I've really got to see the difference between consistently living that way and then reverting back to the old way all of a sudden, and seeing how I showed up when I reverted back to the old way and how awful it was. And I got to feel the stark difference between the two. And I like maybe there's a level of trust you're going to just have to have with me when I'm telling you how it feels and how important it is for you to be really honest about what you long for, what you desire. Who do you want as a mentor? What kind of tribe do you want to be in? What program do you want to invest in? Who do you want on your team? What's the position you want to fill? What's the next level goal that you're really looking to have, that you're going to admit to yourself and not shy away from because it scares you? What experiences do you want you have? Where do you long to go? What do you really desire to have? What feels beautiful and amazing and exciting? You feel like you're a badass because you have it, or you feel like you're successful because you have it. And it's something for you. It has nothing to do with proving jack shit to anyone else, right? Like what makes you, right? Because like women, brand new underwear, for example, you buy yourself some, you throw away all your old disgusting ripped whatever panties that you've had, the laces like has holes in them from your dryer, and you throw all them away and you put on new ones. Don't nobody else see that, but you feel like $1 million. This is what we're talking about. If other people can see it, so what? It doesn't mean you did it for them, right? Like this is no judgment. You don't get to judge yourself on what you truly desire, because you're suppressing your soul and the wisest part of you when you deny what you long for. The longing is I long for that. I'm going to admit that I long for that, right? I want that, and I'm going to give myself permission to have that. And then there's a freak out. So people don't like to admit they want that, because right behind that feeling is the worst feeling in the world for most people. I want that, but I can't have it. I desire that, but I don't get to have it. I want that experience. I desire that experience. I'm going to choose that experience. Nope, that's for someone else. That's someone else's lucky life. I don't get to have that. That's like those few people, those normal people over there. That was my story. Like normal people get to have that kind of stuff. They get to be in shape and have a beautiful home and happy, healthy children and a thriving business. And I don't know how the fuck they do all of that. How do you get all of that all together? I used to be so mystified by this. Like, I don't understand the point of life. None of this makes sense to me, right? And as I've walked this journey out, I've had the joy and the pleasure and the honor of being able to experience some of these things and then break it down and share for people. So let's just ask ourselves today, what is it that you've been desiring that you have not given yourself permission to have? Who do you want as a mentor that you've been like, oh, but I can't. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting to get in Mandy's Diamond Mastermind. I can't go into Savvy yet. I can't do templates. I'm shitting my pants. I don't deserve that yet. I need to prove this first. I need to, and how about this, right? How about giving yourself rest? That came up with one of my clients today. You feel unworthy of even giving yourself rest. I don't deserve rest. I don't deserve to rest today. I haven't done enough to rest today. Why do you think your body's calling for rest? Because you're beating the shit out of it. Because you're just relentlessly pushing yourself, trying to get yourself to be motivated by avoiding bad things happening to you, which never works. Negative can never give you a positive. End of story, right? It can't. You can't ever criticize someone into being a better human being. You can't ever, you can't like abuse yourself into being healthy and happy. You can't sad your way into happy. You can't masculine a man into his masculinity. None of these things are things, right? You can't criticize a woman into feeling sexy. None of that shit works on any level for anything and any area of your entire life. And it's no different than in your business and making money and being successful and showing up and holding space for other people. You cannot negative your way into being lit up and motivated and excited. Trying to run away, like this pain that might happen, trying to run away from that pain will never motivate you. It will never motivate you. You have to get off of what might happen and onto what you desire and long for, and call that shit in and wake up in the morning thinking about that thing and like, it's happening, I feel it, it's coming, it's getting closer and closer to me, I'm becoming the human being who created that kind of life. I can feel myself getting savvier and stronger and more motivated, and I feel it coming, I feel myself getting there, I feel the vibes of it coming. That's where we want to live, but we're not going to have that. I'm like, I feel like that my bills aren't going to fall apart. They're just going to magically get paid. And like, that doesn't give you the same thing. Running away from something you don't want does not, trying to get away from a psycho creepy guy who's like stalking you and staring at you does not feel the same as chasing after a really smoking hot guy who's wooing you to him, right? Like, those feel very different. This is the same shit. It's the same thing. So, this is a call to action because it's going through like a wave through my tribe. I'm just seeing it from all the angles. So I just decided I was going to pop on tonight and do a free training on this. And the call to action tonight. Now remember, what is a decision? Who knows the definition of an actual decision? What's required to be with a decision in order for a decision to actually be a decision? Because a decision is not like in my head, I'm like motivated and I tell myself I'm going to do this. Yes. I've decided. How many times have you been like, that's it, I'm fucking doing this, and then you don't do anything? Because that's not a decision, it's an emotion. It's just an emotion. A decision is something very different. A decision is not a decision unless you've backed it with an action. An action is a decision. You've not decided. Thank you, Mandy. Backing that shit. That is a decision. So the moment you have the clarity to see something is the moment when you take action and you back yourself. You step into it. You say fucking yes right now. Okay, I'm doing it. You call the person. You say the thing. You tell someone you're doing it. You announce to your tribe something. You reach out to the mentor and sign up for the shit. Push, purchase, push the button, whatever the thing is for you. You step into that shit. That is a decision, not an emotion that happens. That's no different than like, I craved cake today, or I got turned on today, or that person made me laugh today, or that was a funny joke. That shit's gonna come and go just like a funny joke. And that shit's not gonna be funny very many times. You gotta take action when it's there, right? Like when you have that emotion is when you need to take the action, because the emotion will go away. And yes, of course, when that emotion goes away and you took the action and you backed yourself and you committed to it, on the other side of that action, you'll be like, why did I do that? Oh my God, what if this doesn't work? That's okay. Doesn't matter. It's just an emotion. That's just an emotion that will pass too. And then we go back and lock onto like, nope, because this is what I want. This is the experience I want. I want to be in Bali with the girls. I want to travel. I want this as a one-on-one. I want these experiences. I want these programs. I want these friends. I want this, mentor. I want that team. I want this experience at home. I want this support in my life. I want those beautiful things around me, whatever it is that I really, truly desire. We lock back into that. And when you are truly locked into what you desire, you will show up as a completely different human being. You are so motivated. You're so driven. You're excited. You're like, I'm getting to have the things that I want. And you no longer are playing this silly game of I'm not worthy to have what I desire until I prove some other behavior. And while I'm in this negative proving behavior energy, I'm going to keep criticizing myself for feeling bad that I'm in this negative, crappy, beating myself up energy. Anybody would feel that way. That's normal. And just as powerful as the negative energy when you beat yourself up and you criticize yourself and you're afraid of the bills, or you're afraid it might not work, or you're afraid of getting judged or failing, or whatever the fears are, just as powerful as that can hold you back is just as powerful as the things you long for and the desires when you admit them and claim them and hold on to them and make them real and pull them into your life. That's just as powerful as that can motivate you. It's equal. It's no different. As much as you can love is as much as you can hate, right? Your capacity for joy is your capacity for sadness. Your capacity for sadness and to feel the feelings is your capacity for joy. You will never feel joy more than you can feel the capacity for sadness and pain. It's always equal, right? So If you can recognize how big negative patterns can kick your ass and take you down, and how negative shit can feel so bad, that is exactly how motivating and powerful locking into what you actually desire and deciding and backing it and taking actual action so you've stepped into it can motivate you and bring you back to life. Just as equally powerful. I want all the things and it's okay. It is okay. And I know it's scary because you're like, well, what if I do that and then it doesn't work out and I don't change and this doesn't happen and that doesn't happen? That's that negative energy again. You just went right back into the negative energy. That's the shit right there. Nope, we're not doing that. And here's the trick I taught the girls. I taught this all day long too. I really just I should have just recorded the first conversation and just spread that everywhere, but I didn't know. This happens rarely. It very rarely happens. Normally it's all different content everywhere I go. But today is not the case. So you can do your ABCs or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say you decided, okay, so a girl is opting into the Diamond Mastermind today and she's shitting her pants, and that's okay. Actually, there's 2 girls coming into the Diamond Mastermind. One is not shitting her pants, one is shitting her pants. That's what it is. Some things you shit your pants about, some things you don't. The one that's shitting her pants, this is the trick, right? So like she's like, what do I really want? This is what, I'm just gonna give you an example. This is what I do. This is literally exactly what I do when I make investments, okay? What do I really want? Do I desire this? Fuck yes, I desire this. Okay. But what about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And I'm in motion. I'm going to the website. I'm doing the thing. I'm texting the girl and letting her know that I'm investing in this. I'm doing the thing. And I'm literally blocking the chatter from coming into my brain, right? As soon as I have the clarity, the only thing that's going to stop me is after 5 seconds, all that stuff comes in. When you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your head and you speak it out loud, your brain has no choice but to listen to your mouth. That's why people with ADHD have to read out loud when they're reading their books, because your brain can go all over the place when you're just trying to read in your head. But when you speak out loud, your brain has to listen to your mouth, right? The other thing I do, which I've been doing for 13 years, is singing the ABCs, okay? So I just literally, like, if I don't want to work out and I know it's time to work out, before my brain starts to kick my ass, I start singing the ABCs in my head while I go to my bedroom and I put on my workout clothes and I put on my sneakers and I sing the ABCs in my head and I just sing it out loud, or I start saying mantras like, this is a beautiful day ever, everything works out for me, everything's happening for me, I love today, today's freaking amazing, and I don't give my brain room to even put those patterns into my face. So there's no resistance for me because I don't allow it to come in. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but wouldn't you know that I built $1 million business singing the ABCs in my damn head so that I wasn't listening to the fear pattern trying to kick my ass, and I was taking this ballsy, brave action and allowing myself to have and invest in the things that I really desired, which caused me to be happy and lit up and excited, which caused me to then take massive action because I was lit up and excited and happy and really looking forward to the things coming in my life, which caused me to create amazing results, which also caused me to be able to pay off all of my debt. That's literally how I've done this on that front right there. When it comes to the energetics around reaching my goals and doing brave things, right there. That's the whole story. That is like so valuable if you can understand that. I hope that I explained it in a way that really makes sense to you guys. And if you heard nothing else, just hear these 2 things. 1, as a person who's experienced both, right? Hardcore levels of both. It is 2 completely different lives. When you live a life letting the fears kick your ass, and you live a life where you're actually you're telling yourself a story that, like, I don't get to have anything that lights me up until I prove my worth and pay off all my debt and do all of these things and take care of all these people, versus I get to have what I desire and long for right now, because giving myself permission to have the things that I long for creates a fire inside of me that brings so much life and energy to the table and will create 10,000 times more than this would have ever created, and all things will be possible then. 2 completely different lives, and I really mean 2 completely different lives. Imagine if I never had the courage to do this, I would still, like, who knows, what would I be making? Like $20,000 a year, maybe? And that would be around the people that I lived then. That was like a really big deal. Like, I would make a lot of money as a coach, making $20,000 a year, and I would be renting off of someone in a basement apartment going through winters in Rhode Island still. Like, that would still be my life with a minuscule amount of impact. That would literally still be my life. And I would have never even known I missed out on it. I would have never known that this is all that would have happened if I stepped in. You don't know what's right around the corner. When you take this brave step and you say, fuck yes, I'm doing this, that's it. Mandy, I'm joining Savvy. Mandy, I'm hopping in the Diamond Mastermind. I'm hiring that person for my team. I'm hiring the support at home. I'm going to tell this person that I love them. Whatever the brave thing is that you've been being called to or that you desire or long for, I'm booking that trip to Bali, right? Whatever it is, you literally have no idea what's right on the other side of it. What your brain goes to, right? Your brain goes to, yeah, but what if this doesn't work? Or what if I spend this money and then I don't recoup it and I'm even in a worse position? That's where your brain goes. So think about it this way. The only thing your brain's doing is thinking about, okay, I might be more stressed out about bills, or I might experience some failure. But you know what you're not thinking about? What if I miss out on a multi-million-dollar business, living somewhere tropical, having this amazing love, this powerful love experience that healed me, romance like crazy in my life. My children are joyful. I have sunshine and beaches every single day, and I'm impacting thousands, tens of thousands of people all over the world. What if that's what's right around the corner? You don't think about that shit, do you? I didn't think about that. I didn't think about what I might be giving up by actually holding back and letting fear hold me back and doing this whole pattern of having to prove my worth before I gave myself permission to have the things that I really desired. I would have never known that I was missing out on all of this. Could you even imagine, had I been aware of that, do you think I might have showed up differently? And how do you know that what you long for and desire and the powerful results that are going to happen when you just say yes to the things that you desire, when your check-in is, do I desire this? And you back that, and you have the courage and the bravery to actually step into it and back that, even with the holy shit feels. How do you know that what's right on the other side isn't everything that you desire? And that by holding back, you're going to keep yourself in the pattern of just chasing money to pay your bills, to help other people, to take care of everybody, and to, someday hopefully be able to enjoy my life at a really epic experience. And maybe someday I'll be able to have beautiful things. Maybe someday I'll be able to travel the world. Maybe someday I'll be able to have money in the bank. That's a scary thought. Much scarier than what if this just feels bad? What if I feel uncomfortable? So then you feel uncomfortable. It's fine. You'll be fine. We've all felt uncomfortable and we're all fine. You will feel uncomfortable, for sure. Because growing feels uncomfortable. Growing feels like growing. It doesn't feel like complacency. It feels like growing. Faith feels like faith. That's why they call it faith. Faith isn't like, oh yeah, I know this is going to work out. Faith is like, oh my God, tell me this is going to work out. Right? That's what faith feels like. We just decide we get to have this thing, and faith doesn't even kick in until we're like, oh my God, it's not working. Faith, it's not even actual faith until it's not working and you're like, holy shit, nope, I still decide that is mine. I stay the course. And the most amazing things happen when you will just say yes to the things you desire. Say yes to the things when your soul goes, oh my God, that, I just want more of that. Yes, please, I need that, right? I want that. When your soul says that and you back it no matter what, you do whatever it takes to back that. Whatever's in your integrity, you do, and you back that up. And then you stay the course even when it looks like all hell's about to break loose. Literally, people fall down right before the finish line and they have no idea the finish line is right there. And they'll never know. They'll never know what they missed out on, what kind of incredible things were coming their way had they just stayed in the damn room. If they had just stayed the course, if they had just blocked out the negative thoughts and kept calling in what they desired and longed for and kept believing in their worth and kept working through their problems and stayed around other people doing the same kind of work and literally relentlessly just continuing to expand into the human being who created the lives that they want to. The most, I could have never dreamed this up. If somebody had told me that this would happen, I would have just laughed like, okay, whatever, we're, crazy person. Like back then I didn't even know anybody who did anything like this, right? Yeah, you have no idea what we're going to be giving up on. So the call to action today is to be really honest with yourself about what am I willing to go through some pain for? If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to build this business, if I'm going to hit these 30K months, these 80K months, these 100K months, my first 10K month, wherever we're at, right? Doesn't matter. It's the same work for everyone. I don't care if you're hitting your 100K month or your first 10K month. It's literally the exact same work. The work I'm doing is the exact same work I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you to do something I don't do. I do this every day myself. This is my work, and I have backed up I have walked this out. I have gone first. I am happy to hold space for this because my ass has gone through this already over and over and over, right? We lead by going first. That is what leaders do, right? It's not conceptual. This is reality, okay? So the call to action for today is for you to be really honest about what you desire and then give yourself permission to have it and then make a decision that's going to back that. Do something that commits you to having to follow through with it, whether that's actually paying for something, reaching out and connecting to someone, announcing something to your audience, having a tough conversation with someone, but you got to be honest with yourself. Don't do some half-ass like, well, this is good enough shit. Do you want this is good enough life, or do you want an epic life? Because if you want an epic life, you're going to take epic, brave action. You're going to back epic actions, right? Life is rigged for the bold. It is what it is. You're going to take bold, massive action so you can have bold, massive results. That's how it works. You want to half-ass it and play small, you'll get half-ass small results. That's just how it is. Saying yes and taking steps forward didn't work out as well as I expected, but hell yes, I'm still alive. I will do it every day. Well, it never works out how we expect it to, and it's always for us. When I look back at like the big mistakes that I made, and trust me, there have been some big mistakes that I cried about for like a month, right? Because I thought it was horrible. And I look back and I think of the amount of stuff that I learned in that season, or like, you know, the 2-year period that I went through that was just brutal. I mean, so brutal, right? It's when I was on antidepressants, anti-anxieties, and it was probably 2 of the hardest years of my entire life. And when I look back at that, I realize how much I learned in those 2 years. And although I would never want to go back and go through it again, I am so grateful that I went through it. So grateful. So even when we back something and it turns out to be not the exact experience we want on the other side, like Lee says, we do it every fucking day because it's always worth it. It's always worth it. We always expand into the next level version of us, whether it turned out great or not, whether we wish we had made a different decision. You never make the wrong decision. Never. Every time you say yes to soul, it turns out exactly as it was meant to, and you are always becoming the human who creates the experience that you long to have of life. The reason you have the longing is because it's meant there to be a guidance for you. Like, oh, I long for that. That means as I go for that, I'm expanding into the human I was always meant to be. That's the point. It was always about becoming. It was always about being who we're always meant to be. Shaking off the stuff and the fear and the stuff people said to us and the beliefs, all that stuff that never belonged. We shake that stuff off and we walk through and we just keep being who we're meant to be on this planet. And as you say yes to soul and the things you long and desire, that is how you will expand into that human being. You will never become that human being by pausing your life and saying, I don't get to have the things that light me up until I prove that it's worth it. I'm not going to say no because it doesn't always work out. It's not supposed to always work out. What kind of boring life would that be? If it always worked out, but I trusted my soul and I said yes and I backed it up and it didn't turn out how I thought. That's how it was supposed to turn out. What did you learn? How are you taking that to the next level? Keep going. You didn't come this far to stay here. You came this far to be strong enough and savvy enough to get to the next level. Where are you going? Right? And we just put our focus right back where it belongs. I'm calling. This is what I desire. We get right off of this shit once again and get back onto this, right? Like if we were going to control everything, it would all look like one particular thing and it would be boring as shit. Life would be so boring. Part of the adventure is the fact that we do things and they don't work out how we thought and we learn epic, powerful lessons and become savvy, powerful human beings. Oh, I think that's everything. So templates closes tomorrow night. I would love to hear what comes up for you guys. I love tracking with you. I love when you comment and you engage with me and you tell me what's coming up for you and you tell me what commitments you make, or like come back and tell me if you followed through with something. Tag me in a comment. Let me know so I can track with you. I can celebrate with you. I celebrate really big. You want to be in my celebration energies, right? And also we have Savvy, the 8-week up level. Savvy is next level. If you get one-on-ones included with me, you'll get one-on-ones. We have 8 weeks in the program. You guys can PM me for details about that, or you can go on my Facebook page at the link at the top. You guys can see the, I do have a sales page for it, but I haven't given it out. Maybe I'll give it out today. Why not? I'm gonna give it to you guys today. My deepest pain ended up being my biggest teacher and moved me forward the most. I think that's true for most people. That's why we can't be afraid of pain, right? So mandyperry.com/savvy, SAVVY, is the sales page. You guys are the first people I'm giving it to. But it is a program that you reach out to me personally because I'm doing one-on-ones. So if you feel like a hell yes calling to this energy right here, this is the energy that we will be in. This is the level we're showing up as on the planet. This is the shifts and the moves that we're making. The first week we're doing power moves in our life because us first, right? Then we're doing power moves in the business. So make money right away. Like what are the power? Stop doing the things that don't belong. Start doing the things that back up your desires and longings. We're gonna talk about getting into. Oh, Susan just dropped it too. Oh, thank you, Susan. I didn't know my team was on. Thank you. And then we're going to talk about up-leveling your life, every single area of your life. We're going to talk about, let me go to the sales page so I can say it in the right order for you guys. I haven't done one on Savvy yet, have I, guys? I have not told you about Savvy. The complete unleashing of your most powerful self so that you can make money, feel relaxed and lit up, have the time you want, and be the person you feel called to be. Now, not after we've paused life for 3 years and tried to prove something to ourselves in that draining, dreadful energy, right? We're doing it now. So this is what we're going through in the weeks. Week 1 is power moves in your personal life. Week 2 is power moves in your business, setting bigger goals, making bigger plans, committing to dreams, creating a work environment that suits you perfectly rather than endless compromises attempting to please other people, right? Sales tasks that actually move the dial, how to make money right now. Like, do you know what to do and are we doing it? And do you know what's blocking you and stopping you from following through, right? I'm going to teach you behind the scenes in my business. Week 3, keeping your word to yourself. What's going to give you more self-confidence than anything in the whole world? Keeping your word to yourself behind closed doors. Who you are behind closed doors gets you results on the front, right? In the public eye, you will get results based on what you're doing behind the closed doors. So we're going to dive deep into, hey, what's stopping us from keeping our word to ourselves and what needs to shift and change here for us to start doing that? Because being in that level of integrity is going to light you up to a whole new level. And look, when you go to make an investment or make a bold move or do something powerful in your business, when you're making $30,000 decisions in your business, you need to trust yourself. You can't be feeling like a gamble in your life because you're not going to invest, because you're not going to believe, you're going to be like, well, it's a crapshoot if I follow through or not. So, you know, all this mischief is wired into the same thing, okay? Week 4, make money right now. By the way, doing power moves in the business is not the only way to make money. I'm gonna blow your mind with this one. The amount, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars doing what I'm gonna teach you guys on this week, okay? That's a big week. Number 5, recognition and fame. People get super triggered by both of those. I remember the first time I got recognized in public, and then like the 10th time I got recognized in public, and I was like, this is a thing. Like, this is like, okay, like, what does this mean? What does this look like? I used to get super triggered about fame for 2 reasons. 1, I felt like it was bad, and 2, I felt like bad things were gonna happen to me. Like, I don't want to be that kind of known. I don't want any kind of fame. Right? So we're really gonna dive into this, and we're gonna turn the dial up on this, because here's the deal. You will impact far more people and leave a legacy of healing on the planet when you can embrace this. When you can embrace stepping into your power and allowing fame, right? And allowing actual recognition to be a positive in your life, all of a sudden that energy, you're gonna open that energetic door and you're gonna be shocked at what happened. When I shifted that, it was like it was so big, right? So we're gonna dive into that week. Then time freedom. Time freedom. How do you have a business that scales at the level that mine keeps scaling while you have actual time freedom? I got to a point in my business where I was bored and I had to take more things back. I had to take tasks back because I had given them all away and I was bored as shit, right? So that's a good problem to have. We want everybody to get to the place where they're like, I'm bored, I need to take tasks back. That was a real thing that really genuinely happened in my business, okay? Week 7 is scaling. Now we're gonna scale everything. We can't have this lopsided life and like, okay, I have like my love life is so great, but I make no money. Or I make tons of money and I have no love life. Like, we're scaling we're taking everything with us, because you're gonna have such powerful breakthrough in this 8 weeks. You're gonna get more done in this 8 weeks than most people do in an entire lifetime, right? And an entire lifetime is what you're gonna scale in this 8 weeks, okay? So we are gonna take everything with us so that we're not leaving things behind that later we feel guilty about and we wake up and all of a sudden hate our life and hate our success because we left things behind, right? We're taking everything with us. And then week number 8 is the celebrations. I cannot stress celebrations enough. I cannot stress it enough. Everybody I know that's killing life is amazing at celebrations. End of story. I don't know what else I need to say about that. We are raising the celebration vibes in this program like nothing I've ever done ever. We're gonna be celebrating every day so that this is completely wired into your neural system so that you will never undo this again. Look, the whole point was to have more fun. If you don't know how to have fun while you're doing this, then what is the damn point? We have to lock in having fun and celebrating things, and what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on how scary or dangerous it is, that'll keep expanding. If you're focused on celebrations and wins, then you shall have more wins. That's how it works. It works like that all the time. Okay, so also there's some bonuses on there. You get one-on-one access to me. So every week we're gonna have a 30-minute call like together for all 8 weeks. So it's 8 one-on-ones with me. 8 weekly sessions plus the private group plus the bonuses that I tell you guys about on the page, mandyperry.com/savvy. If you have any questions, just tag me below and let me know. And then the other group is the Success Hacking Templates. My team also dropped that below here. That closes tomorrow night. The investment for the Success Hacking Templates is $444. It's normally $777, and even that was a super huge gift. And we also have breaking it down to payment plans as low as $97 a month. So it's available for anybody who wants to get in there. And the energy in there is fire. And I'm sure there's going to be people trickling from templates into Savvy for sure. Actually, 2 people already are, so yes. That is my rant for today. I hope this resonated with you guys. I hope the right people are hearing this. Please, if there's somebody that you know this would serve them, like we all deserve to have this level of support, right? This is like the free stuff that I give to my people because I want to serve and make an impact. If there's anybody that you feel like would resonate with this or would be served by this, please tag them or share on your timeline and just make sure it gets into their heart and soul and their mind and their world. Yes. Thank you for everybody that said hi. I love when everyone says hi and tell me where you're at and hashtag I'm here if you're on the replay. I'm actually sweaty because I was ranting so much. Like I actually have sweat. Can you guys just love me anyways? Okay. Have a fantastic night. I will see you in templates or in Savvy or the next time I'm on a live. I love you very much.